Where is Monica?
Right here. Abby, there's a problem and I can't solve it in math class.
What's the problem you need help with, yo? I got you.
I need help finding systems and graphing.
I can help you.
I'm going to solve a system using the quadratic formula.
Solving when doing the quadratic formula, you use this equation. X equals the negative b plus or minus square root with b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Once you do that, you find your a, b, and c. You plug them into the formula. Once you plug them into the formula, you simplify, and you end up getting plus minus for both of them. So you take the square root of 100 and you get 10, and then you take it and you do it both ways. Negative 6 plus 10 and negative 6 minus 10. That's where the pluses and minuses go when they come from, and you end up getting two answers. That's how you use the quadratic formula.
Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to simplify in standard form. So here you have one equation right here. Okay, so for this one, since you have a negative right here, you have to FOIL the negative into this equation, which then gives you this. And this one, since you're multiplying a negative times a negative, you get a positive. And simplifying that, you get this answer, negative 4 plus 10i, which is your complex form right here, negative 4 plus 10i. So for the next one, since you don't have a negative right in the middle, you just FOIL it simply from the first equation to the second equation. So you do 8 times 4 and then 8 times 5i. Then you do 4i times 4 and then 4i times 5i, negative 5i. Okay, so next you get the answer. Then you simplify it. You add these because these are like terms, getting negative 24i. And then since this is to the second power, you know that second power I is a square root of negative 1. So if you square root negative 1, you get 1. So basically that's the same thing. So when you bring it down, this is your problem, because since that's a negative, it turns into a positive. And then you add like terms once again, and then you add those, which gives you 52 minus 24i, again in complex form. Okay. For the last one, this is, okay, so this is your problem. And so you would add 16 to both sides because you want to get the exponent on its own. That's your main goal. So then you do that, then you end up with that, and you want to get the exponent alone. So then you divide it by 5, because that's what you're left with. Divide this side by 5, you get negative 7, and then you square root the x to get it on its own. And so then when you square root so if you're square rooting this, you also have to square root the other side. So square rooting the other side gives you a plus or negative square root of 7. Negative 7 equals x, which and then gives you, if you multiply it by negative 1 square root, it's the same thing as saying, it's the same thing as multiplying by I. So basically, your finished product should be x equals plus or negative I square root of 7. Okay, hope you learned a lot. Thanks, Mr. SooHoo. Bye.
For completing the square, you're given your A, your B, and your C. With every completing the square formula, you are given B over 2 and then squared. Then what you do is you're going to plug your A, your B into the formula and come out with this, which is 64. You plug your 64 in as into the middle of the equation and on the end of the equation. Then you take what you got here and you put it in a FOIL form. Once you do that, you square it, because isn't that the same as that, Monica?
Yeah.
It is, right? Yeah. So then that equals 47, because we got 47 by subtracting the negative 17. After that, you take the square root of both of them and subtract 8. So you get the 8 canceled out. And then it's just x equals negative 8 plus or minus 47. As an alien from Jupiter tastes soy sauce for the first time, He is so disgusted that he spits it out and hauls it across the room. The height in feet of the soy sauce is S in seconds and can be modeled by H equals negative 16S squared plus 96S plus 4. Okay, so the first thing we did was we plugged this equation right here into our y equals, and we pressed graph. Then we fixed our windows to make sure we can see the graph perfectly. After you do that, you're going to want to find the max height of the ball, of the soy sauce that was thrown. So you're going to go to second trace, and you're going to hit your maximum, since if we see that it's a maximum, also the equation tells us that. And we're going to press enter, and we are trying to find the maximum height. So we're going to go to the left side of the formula, of the parabola, enter. Then we are going to go to the right side, enter, yes. And we are given 148, which is our y. So that gives us the max height. If you can see, it says 148 for the, perfect. And then what we're going to do is we are going to find the distance now. And we are going to click second again, trace, and then hit 0, number 2, enter. And then we are going to go down and go left bound, enter, right bound, enter, yes. And we are given 6.04, which equals our distance from the soy sauce that was thrown.
Okay, so today Bob the Builder came to us asking us to triple the area of his craft station. Okay, so to do that, we got his area, which was 8 feet by 2 feet. So multiplying that, you get the area of 16 feet, right? So then, to multiply it by 3, to triple it, you multiply the area by 3, which is 16 times 3, getting 48. So then you get this equation from adding 8 plus x and 2 plus x, because you don't know what the variable is, but you do know that it equals to 48. So you FOIL it, using the FOIL method, you end up with this equation. Then you add like terms, and then when you end up with this, you know that it's 48 on the end. So when you subtract 16 and to both sides, so you subtract 48 to both sides. Okay, it's for it to equal to 0. So then once you get this formula, you solve it by using the quadratic formula.
Now I'm going to show you quadratic system of inequalities. The shape way of an arc is modeled by this number, and where x and y are measured in feet. From what points are the parabola greater than 10.5 feet? So right here we are given our equation, and it says greater than 10.5 feet. So when we write out our equation, we're also going to add a greater than sign and then 10.5 feet. Once you do that, you're going to subtract 10.5 because we want greater than 0. So once we have this equation, you plug it into your calculator. Then we type in the equation and we click graph, and when we are given our graph, we press second trace. Second trace 0, enter, left bound, enter, right bound, enter, yes, and we are given 5.1 for one of our x's. Then second trace down 0, and we're going to go to the other left, and this right here is more left of that, so you're going to press enter, and then, what's going on, and then right bound, enter, guess, 14.8, and that's how you find it. And here's the baby, the little alien that threw the soy sauce.
He's just so excited.
Koa, solving a math problem. Koa, are you solving a parabola? Are you?